Go ahead, Jonas. You're up.
Okay, I was reaching for my raised hand, but appreciate it. Shyheim, how you doing, man? Thank you for taking the time and speaking with us. I just want to ask you a question. Yesterday, Coach Doran talked about how because of super seniors and so many guys in the extra year, how many more bodies there are on the roster, and that means some young guys may have to redshirt, which is a good thing. You were a guy who redshirted, and the next year you were a starter. So what would you tell those guys that some of the benefits of sitting out a year and watching and learning as opposed to being thrown right into the fire year one?
One thing I'll tell those guys is you get to see both sides of how it feels. First year I didn't play at all, and I got to travel, so I got to see how it feels to, be a part of the team, but not really be a factor, not play a big role on the team. So I kind of had to take the back seat, watch guys play, and pride, you got to put your pride aside more than anything, because it's gonna hurt mentally, because you're gonna think like, wow, I just came from high school, I was a man, and you're gonna come to college and you redshirt, and you're thinking like, oh, I must not be good enough, or I'm not ready. But like in all reality, you're not ready, and maybe it's not your time. So I'll tell those guys to just stay mentally focused up here and just understand, like, seeing what it looks like not to play, and then coming in for me and starting the whole next season, like that was kind of like my motivation. I'm like, I feel like I'm not a guy that's just gonna wait around and just ride the bench. Like, I feel like that's not me. So for me, that was like motivation for me, is just like, taking the all season, it's gonna make you want to go harder and get bigger, faster, and stronger. And that's what an all season program is about anyway. So I'll tell those guys to just understand what it's like to like not play, like if this is what you want to be, like you want to be a player, you want to get on the team, like have an actual role, then at least know what it feels like not to play too.
Looking back now, as entering your third year in the program, can you admit like maybe redshirt was a good thing, and maybe I wasn't ready as I thought I was when I was 18, 19, first getting here?
Personally, yeah, maturely, I would say I wasn't ready, but in my mind, because I had my ego and my pride, I'm like, man, I can be out there playing. But I go back and watch the tape, I don't look as fluid as I do now. I didn't have that same confidence or that same mindset to just go out there and attack every day. So I would say like, yeah, like, I had to take that backseat and I wasn't ready.
David Thompson, do you have anything? Or I guess you got your hand raised, so yeah.
I do. I found the button. Shyheim, obviously you guys are pretty stacked in the secondary, and I know we're only a couple days into practice, but can you just kind of talk about what the competition has been like, and just being out with all those guys and seeing all the talent at those positions?
It's definitely a grind. No guy wants to mess up on any reps, because like everybody's job is on the line. Nothing is set in stone. We're all out there competing every day to try to get those 2 spots. And I mean, coach already said it to us straight. He's going to rotate us, and it's not going to be any siding with anybody. So just going to let us all compete, and whoever earns a job earns a job. And they said that could be 2 guys, that could be 3 or 4 guys. It just all depends on who performs. And if we are performing at a high level, then that's what it's going to be. That's how the game plan is going to be set on a rotated unit.
Do you have like a favorite guy that you like to go against in practice in the wide receiver core, where you line up against him, you're like, oh, you're mine?
Yeah, definitely. Thayer Thomas. He gives me the most shake and bake. They call him sweet feet. So I like guarding against him. I know he got fast feet. He want to give a lot of quick moves, and a lot of our receivers don't really do that. And I feel like they help me prepare the guarding guys like him are like more shifty in the game. I like guarding guys like him because it's going to help me get in that game mindset. Like, okay, I know what I'm going to get right here against a guy like him. It just gives me that extra edge that I like to get.
James Henderson.
Yes, Shyheim, just to add a little bit to what he asked you, getting back Chris Ingram, Tayshawn Smith, and you added Derek Pitts. What have you seen from those guys in summer workouts and obviously the first couple of days of camp?
They're locked in. They're fresh. Them guys coming in with that mindset, like, I want to play. I want to set my feet in stone. Like, everybody wants to set their feet in stone, but we're gonna all go out there and compete. And we know it's not going to be easy. And like I said earlier, like we're going to all go out there, just give our all and not want to take a play off. You know, we're rotating and trying to make it work the best way we can as far as coach on the rotations. But I say all those guys are locked in, going in every day hard. We're all trying to learn, understand what we can fix and what we need to do to get better. So it's gonna be a great fall camp.
And just to follow up, you're still a relatively young guy. Do you consider yourself a leader in the secondary, or is that something you feel like you kind of continue to gain as you add more experience?
Yes, I do. I do consider myself a leader, and like I am still young, and I do still listen to the older guys. But I feel like if I have something to say, I'm going to say it because I know like I have history here now, and I feel like I can speak up.
Thanks.
Matt Carter, go ahead.
Yeah, Shyheim, you saw Chris Ingram go down, I think, a couple of years ago, and it's been a long journey for him to get back to the field. What would it like to see him back on the practice field and watch him come back from that long recovery?
Just watching him, he has great energy. I can tell that he's happy to be back, and you know, he's definitely giving his all in everything that he does because you know it could be taken away so fast, and he's living proof of that. So I know every play he's going to go out there and just give it his all because you never know what's going to happen on that next play or that next rep. So I can tell that he's definitely back in his groove, and he's going to stay as long as he can. You know, we stay healthy, we're going to be good to go.
David Thompson, go ahead.
Yeah, just curious, it feels like we kind of all, know the key guys that we want to talk about, but is there anybody that, you think should be on our radar or someone who's impressed you and, just someone who you want to shout out to be like, watch out for this guy this year?
On offense or defense or in general?
In general.
In general, I think Aiden White is an upcoming guy. And the Kai Meredith, those two guys are just gonna, when their time comes, they're gonna be ready. That's for sure. And they're taking all the right approaches, asking questions, taking notes, understanding the game better, everything that they need to be successful at the corner position.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Yeah, I had a follow up to my earlier question. You said you traveled, even your red shirt year, you said you traveled and went to every game and you dressed out for every game. Was there a moment when you stand on the sideline and maybe saw the game up close and personal, and you thought, okay, maybe sitting out and learning and developing is the best thing for me?
Yes, it was. It was times where, it would get rocky and it'd be like an intense moment. I feel like, they had fans too. So I haven't actually played under the fans like they did. So, with all that pressure, I can't really say I know how it feels to be in a tight game and you got fans yelling at you on a road game like at Boston College. That was a pretty rocky crowd, and those fans talk a lot. So, at those type times, I just had to be mentally focused and prepared for that type of stuff. And I don't know if I would have been back then, but now I definitely am.
But there was never any moment at all where like physically like, oh man, these guys are faster and stronger and bigger than I ever imagined, because now I'm seeing them up close and personal.
Well, the running backs for sure. Like Boston College, they had some big running back that was just, I don't know, he had a pretty good game against us, and I was like, I don't know if I can hit him. Like just looking at him, like I think it was like 6'2", 240. I'm like, yeah, I'm only like 175. I don't want to touch him. Yeah, so that was one moment I was like, yeah, that might be my waking up call.
I think that was AJ Dillon that now plays for the Packers.
Yeah, AJ Dillon.
Anything else for Shyheim, you guys? All right, we'll switch it up here if you give us a second. Thank you, Shyheim.